What's good, y'all? It's Jay. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I just wanted to have a quick little talk with you guys about the basics, right? The basics and everything. Obviously, we're focused on fitness over here, but I do want to talk to you guys about the basics in general in life, right? So, anything you do in life, you're going to need the basics, right? When I say the basics, I mean your foundation, right? So, when you're in school, you're doing math or whatever, what we start with math, you gotta learn how to count, right? You gotta learn how to count. Or if before we learn to talk and we learn words and all this other stuff, we gotta learn the alphabet. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn the alphabet before you can learn how to spell the words, before you learn how to write a word down and write the sentences and stuff like that. You gotta learn how to count before you could add the numbers up, before you could then multiply them, subtract them, divide them, whatever, right? You have to. So your foundation, your basics is everything for you. It's everything for you in life, period. And I'm talking about like this goes for like anything, and it's so important that I just feel the need to talk about it, but some people don't really understand the need for the basics. Everybody wants to learn, the more fancy things, the advanced things, the things that look impressive and look crazy and stuff like that. And I say that to say, like, in calisthenics, right? Our basics, we know them as push ups, pull ups, you know what I'm saying? Dips, squats, body weight squats, right? So we're not talking about none of the fancy push ups. You're not talking about the ultra push ups and your ultra pull ups, the weighted ones either and stuff like that. Obviously, I do different variations of these things. I'll add weight to myself for push ups or pull ups and stuff like that, or do an ultra push up or ultra pull up and things like that. But the reality is, you always got to come back to the basics. And when you do the basics, remember, before you go on to these other things, you have to master the basics. So one thing you want to always do, with no matter what you're doing in life, and especially in fitness, you want to master the basics. Like, you want to destroy it, like knock it out of the park. Just make it so like you crazy elite at the basics, right? And then you could go on to the other things. You could do the advanced things, right? You could start learning those, but never completely just abandon the basics. Even when you go do those other things, make sure you come back to the basics, right? Brush up on your basics, right? Because having a strong foundation, having great basics is going to make your progress with everything else way better, way better. You're gonna accelerate much faster in everything you do, but that's gonna be because you have a strong foundation. So I like to use like the math example and stuff like that, because if you don't know how to count and you don't know numbers, right? And like, say in school we start with grades, you know what I'm saying? You don't go to school and you're automatically in the fifth grade, right? Nah, you gotta go through kindergarten. You gotta go through first grade. You gotta go through the levels. There's levels to everything, right? And guess what? There's a lot of later advanced stuff we may have learned going to school that you might have learned when you finish high school, whatever, or if you're still in high school, anything like that. Later down the line, you learn advanced tactics, you learn advanced things. A lot of time we forget those things. What do we not forget though? What do we not forget? What do we always hold on to? The basics, right? And without the basics, we couldn't learn the advanced things we know anyway. So, people talk about multiplying. If I don't know how to count, how am I gonna know how to multiply, right? My foundation has to be strong in terms of me knowing my numbers and knowing how to count my numbers. There's no way I could be like, screw counting, who needs that? Who needs to know the numbers and then just try to learn how to multiply? You know what I'm saying? Or there's all this fancy these fancy equations and stuff like that that you learn later in your life, and a lot of them you don't use, right? But you use numbers on a regular basis when you read in the time. You know what I'm saying? When you reading anything, really, you with the same thing with the alphabet. You reading anything, you doing small math. You counting your money. You count your money, right? How you gonna count your money and know how much money you need to do certain things to pay your bills and this and that if you don't know how to count? So when you doing fitness, you gotta know how to do the basics. You gotta know how to do push-ups. You gotta know how to do pull-ups. You gotta know how to do squats, everything, body weight, without anything yet. And yes, like I said, you could go in advance and learn, more different tactics to doing those things later. But you gotta know, you gotta know the basics. You have to master the basics. If you master the basics, I promise you, you will unlock so many other keys in your life, so many other things, all the stuff you thought you couldn't do, all the stuff the advanced stuff you tried to skip to that you couldn't do. When you master the basics, it's gonna be like, dang, like, yo, why I'm learning this so quick now? Why it's coming so easy to me now? But that's because you built a strong foundation. You know what I'm saying? You need to build a strong foundation. I have no business doing ultra push-ups if I can't do a regular push-up. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm mastering regular push-ups, I'm busting out 100 in a clip or whatever. Of course I could do ultra push-ups. You'll be able to do it without having trained for ultra push-ups like that. You'll just try it and be like, oh, so I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So a big thing with people learning muscle-ups, right? When you try to learn a muscle-up, that's cool, but how good is your pull-up? You have to be able to do a certain number of pull-ups. You can't be like, yo, I just learned how to do my first pull-up. I can do 5 pull-ups straight now, or maybe just, 8 or whatever, and be like, yo, I'm going to try to muscle up now. Why are you trying to muscle up? You can do 5 pull-ups, cool. How about you get your 10th? How about you get up to 15? How about you get up to 20, right? When you learn how to do, more numbers with the pull-ups, right? So you could do 20 pull-ups and stuff like that. If you could do 25 pull-ups, if you could do 30, and you gonna try to muscle up after that, you gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? If anything, at that point, if you can't do the muscle up, it's all about your technique, turning your wrist over the bar. But as far as you getting up there to get over the bar, you'll definitely be able to get up there. You know what I'm saying? You're not really gonna have a big learning curve when it comes to the muscle up, even though you didn't really train the muscle ups, right? You've been training your pull ups, but the pull up is the base to the muscle up. That's how the movement starts. You know what I'm saying? The only other problem with it would be, if you can't push over the bar, so you gotta train your front dips. You know what I'm saying? But you have to train the foundation of the movement. Don't just jump in, I'm gonna try the movement. Train the foundation. Get your pull up numbers up there. Get your numbers up there so you can therefore, do it easily when it comes to time to. Simple as that. When it comes to time to, it's going to be way easier for you. If a person spent all their time practicing pull-ups, 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 and the other person only know how to do 5 pull-ups, and they practicing muscle-ups, I guarantee you the person that's been working on their pull-ups the whole time is going to be the one to get the muscle up first. It's just like that. So anything in life, you have to know the basics. The basics is such a key to everything that we do, but people overlook it because it sounds boring, right? It's so simple. You don't want to do it because it's so simple. But guess what? At the end of the day, that's what's gonna separate the people that's elite at something and people that's not so much, and how it separates you in terms of your success. It separates you in terms of your success and where you're gonna get with your exercise and everything like that, or anything in life. Period. Like I said, the basics, the foundation, it is everything. So please, 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 y'all, focus on the basics, do them, master them, and then you can move on. But always remember, even when you move on, always come back to the basics. Always brush up on your basics, because I'm telling you, it's gonna make you elite. So if y'all did enjoy the video, guys, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.